the most diehard. We rep it to the death. The star is so iconic, like Tom Landry silhouette. Paid them haters no mind. Boasted up that O-line to take us to the promised land. Now we'll be back in no time. It's go time. Adversaries start to worry. On the record breaking pace, now they can't stop the Marco Murray. Ay, calling that who next? Silent before you flex. You know what to do next. Touchdown, Brian, throw up the edge. Headed to the top, hold up your number one finger. 9, that's my quarterback. That's a gunslinger. Hold up. Hold up. Read them boys. How about them Cowboys? Hold up, hold up, hold up. We making noise. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Hold up. Read them boys. How about them Cowboys? Hold up, hold up, hold up. We making noise. Hold up. Hold up. Read them boys.
And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
With the most innovative owner, you ain't got to tell Jerry. It's America's team, back to Staubach, Hail Mary. Legendary, from the Doomsday D up to the Great Wall. Can't forget the triplets, hold up. Them boys, they ball. Now we got the weapons. Bet 2 always are winning. Steady setting records. Tony Romo, Jason Wheaton. They can't make it stop. We them boys hurting feelings. And I swear we witness brilliance. Throwing deep to Terrence Williams. Don't be sleeping on our defense. Squad full of bandits. Make an offense panic. The most hated, they can't stand it. And it's really insane how they love the haters daily. When it come down to the end game, we gon' finish them with Bailey. Hold up.
That's Cowboy football.
Hold
That's
up.
Cowboy football.
Read them boys. How about them Cowboys? Hold up, hold up, hold up. We making noise. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Hold up. Read them boys. How about them Cowboys? Hold up, hold up, hold up. We making noise. Hold up. Hold up. Read them boys. How about them Cowboys? Hold up. Hold up. Read them boys. How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, we good. We the best in the NFL.
How about them Cowboys, baby? It is the game day today, baby. Let's go. Where's everybody at? We got them Cardinals at State Farm today. It's the pregame show. His name is Bob. I'm BG. Welcome to In the Trenches, baby. What's up to everybody? Y'all tap in and say what's up in the comments. Bob, how you doing today, baby?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. It took me, like I said earlier, man, it took me about 24 hours to get over the depression of our boy Diggs going down for the season. But we got to find silver linings in this stuff, man. We can't control any of this. So the good news is Bland, Gilmore, we get the backups that we've got right now are ridiculously talented. Are they Diggs? No. But we're going to obviously move some things around and do some things in order to make up for him being gone in some way. And I got faith in Quinn, man. If there's any coordinator or coach on this team that I believe in right now, it's Dan Quinn. So I'm feeling good now knowing that at least we got that DQ.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it deep, baby. I know what you mean. I was sick in the fetal position for the whole day when the news came out, and we'll get into depth with that a little bit. I had to examine my faith, but let's give some shout outs to everybody rolling in the comments today. Shout out to all 3 platforms. We're streaming on Facebook. We're live on BDG, we're live in Cowboy Cousins, and we're live in OAT. Shout out to everybody out there on YOUTUBE, YouTube, baby. We see you out there. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. And lastly, shout out to everybody rolling with us on that platform X, the artist formerly known as Twitter. But let's get some shout outs to see everybody. It wouldn't be a show, Bob, without a Facebook user.
Oh, we got a gang lined up, honestly. But you know what? I think we figured out that it's a lot to do with Facebook kind of not communicating with StreamYard on a consistent basis. So they're probably seeing their name when they're signing in and all that, but we don't see it. It's horrible.
Yeah, if you're streaming here with us the first time, make sure you register with StreamYard. Shout out to all of the Facebook users that are tapping in with us today. Y'all are in flocks today kind of like Baltimore. Y'all tap in on the StreamYard link. Make sure y'all register with StreamYard so we can put a name with a face around here. You know what I mean? We like to know who we talking to.
I saw a Arizona Cardinal in the comments of something I was watching or reading earlier, and all this one guy said was, "We smell blood. We smell blood." It just made me laugh, man. I'm like, look, man, if that's what you're smelling, then that's fine, you know?
Yeah. Shout out to everybody rolling with us today, man. Welcome to the show. We are in the trenches, man. Y'all know the deal. Before we get into the content here today, y'all know we got the keys to victory. We got 3 keys to victory, just like we did last week. We hit not 1, not 2, but we hit all 3 keys to the victory. So y'all raise the bar. Come on, let's share this content. Let's help this show grow here this season. Bob and I are committed to bringing you the pregame show and the postgame show here in the trenches. So y'all raise the bar as we get ready to get into the keys to victory. But yeah, getting back to that Trayvon Diggs deal, bro, I was sick in the bed in the fetal position. I was praying to God. Why now? And I had to examine my own faith. You know what I mean? I had to fast. You know, I had to do all of that stuff, you know what I mean, just to collect myself to come back the next day. And I just couldn't believe the amount of hate on our guy as a result.
Well, I mean, you know, so that's always like an insult in some way, is just like imitation. It's the insincerest form of flattery when you've got everybody collectively clutching their pearls and saying, thank God this happened. Now we got a chance to try and beat the disgustingly talented #1 defense in the league right now, which they might be or might not. I don't know. But yeah, that's the knee-jerk reaction. But you also should be quiet about that too. That's your inner voice screaming, "Ha ha, he got hurt." But when you're saying it out there and putting it out there, that just
you don't type it on your smartphone, go to make a post when Facebook says what's on your mind, and you share us your thoughts about, you know, Trayvon Diggs' injury because you're a shitty NFL fan. You know, I don't wish, as a Cowboy fan, injury on anybody. I didn't want to see Aaron Rodgers go down for that matter. I wanted them boys to put his ass in a pine box ourselves, but it didn't happen. But yeah, you shouldn't be out there talking bad on our guy. And I think we addressed that here, and I think that was a big blow. But you're right, we got a lot of depth. And what I'm hearing is Noah, the guy from Miami that we got, you know, the guy that ran back the field goal block for a touchdown by Wanye Thomas against the New York Giants. I heard he's set to replace Diggs right out there next to Gilmore.
Really? All right. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, we got the injury report, baby. Let's take a look at it. I'm going to pull it up along with the I'm sorry to interrupt, Bob, but I'm going to pull that up along with the injury report and the depth chart so we can take a look at that and figure out, because there was a lot of, I even said that, you know, I thought Bland was coming up too as well.
Yeah.
A lot of folks came out there. I heard James Slater came out and reported on it. And they said Noah Igbehiggany is going to be the eventual replacement of what she's hearing out there. Where it keeps
that's big stuff. That's behind the scenes. That's shit we don't see. All we've seen is a small sample size from him in that one game. And obviously the coaches are seeing something completely different in practice. So that's big news, man.
Yeah. And we got Tyler Biadasz out. We're getting reports in. Tyler Biadasz out. Zach Martin out. Y'all know the first key to victory is we're going to talk about it in the trenches. I mean, that's the name of our show. We're getting ready to get into that. But here we got the Dallas Cowboys injury report up. As you see, Brandon Cooks, we've been getting reports he's probably going to play today, unspecified. You know, he was been dealing with that knee. You got Chuma out there too as well, unspecified. I'm not certain, especially with Zach Martin and Tyler Biadasz out, how that offensive line is going to look. What are y'all hearing out there? Let us know. Tyler Smith still been dealing with that hamstring, unspecified. Zach Martin is questionable, but I've been getting reports that he's out. Donovan Wilson, as you see, and obviously Trayvon Diggs down there, we know he is out for the season, but that is the week 3 injury report on the Dallas Cowboys website as of right now.
Yeah, I am calling 41-7, man. I don't think this defense has what it takes to stop our offense in any way, shape, or form. It's going to be a problem for them today. So even these injuries, which you know, obviously they do sort of having us trend in a direction we don't want to be going. We're getting some people back while some people are going out. I think that sort of shows that at the very least, we've had that been happening since game 1, and we've been able to produce for 2 games with that formula, with having a plug and play kind of system. So, you know, I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling good about the defense. That's where I'm winning. That's why I got a Darren Woodson on today, simply because I'm feeling this defense rallying real hard around the absence of Diggs and having the rest of these guys come in and make some monster plays. I'm just waiting. I've been screaming Bland's name for it seems like a full 365 days, man. I'm a big fan of the kid, and when West Coast even said it on something I know that he was saying recently that if it's not broke, don't fix it. When it comes to him, you don't want to put him on the outside when he's an amazing slot corner.
Yeah, and that's what I think we're hearing is initially was Deron Bland. We thought we were going to slide up. There was a lot of folks talking about that. And then, like I said, I seen James Slater talking about it last night, doing some research for today's show, talking about Noah Ihik. I can't really say his name, but we're going to learn it here very shortly. He is in the starting lineup. Y'all remember we traded Kelvin Joseph to the Miami Dolphins for this guy. And in that first game in the New York Giants, we seen Wanye Thomas come through on special teams. He's also a special teams contributor too as well, blocked the field goal. They ran that back for a TD. So I'm hearing he's going to be taking, Diggs' spot out there. But like you said, recover. I mean, the way this pass rush is set up, and we get ready to get into that side of the ball in a minute in the trenches, maybe we don't need to worry as much in the secondary. But let's continue to talk about this offensive line, Bob.
Yeah,
we've been talking about this here in the trenches, protecting Dak Prescott. I think over the last 2 games, we haven't seen Dak Prescott get sacked yet.
No, and I think it's because simply they're calling plays where they know their strengths and weaknesses on this line. And we've had sort of 1 or 2 people out of this line for 2 weeks in a row. They found ways to make it work. They found ways for Dak to not feel pressured. And like somebody said in the comments, TJ Bass is good. We got some guys back there on the offensive line as well. And look, this is the reason why I think all of us are feeling so quietly optimistic about this season, because we finally have a team that it doesn't feel like when one person goes down, other than a quarterback, running back, something like that, where the year's gone. The backup quality we have is really big, and it really shows on this offensive line that we've built a great offensive line and a secondary offensive line to come in and slide in and do what these offensive linemen need to do. So I don't know. It's hard to find a weakness.
Yeah, it's going to be keynote for this offensive line, especially if we got Zach Martin out with Tyler Biotish in. I know TJ Bass gotten some reps. We're going to see him come in. It's going to be next man up, exactly, just like in the secondary. The Dallas Cowboys are getting bit by this injury opponent snake, and I don't like it. It was a lethal bite against Trayvon Diggs. But if you take a look at the Arizona Cardinals here, we got them up on StatMuse. Y'all know I like to deal with the numbers, baby. Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. And when it comes to this Arizona Cardinals defense here today, which a lot of folks are discounting, I mean, yeah, up front they look good, but this secondary, as Brandon is alluding, said, I would really like to see some fireworks out of our offense tonight. Well, this secondary is the 28th worst in the league. So with that being said, as we get through the rest of the keys of the victory today, I want to pose the big question of the show here today, as we could see potentially Dak Prescott annihilate this 28th worst passing secondary, right? Which wide receiver is finally going to catch a touchdown today? We've had no wide receivers in 2 games for the Cowboys. We've had a tight end catch, 2 tight ends catch. Those are not wide receivers. But no wide receivers have caught a catch for a touchdown. Who do you think is going to be the first today? I think you were saying something about Mooch over there earlier or something, weren't you?
Yeah. Mooch had the bold prediction of saying that good old CeeDee Lamb is going to eclipse Michael Irvin's record game against the Arizona Cardinals back in the day and have somewhere around 211 yards or something like that. Which could totally happen. I mean, they do have a bad secondary, and we do have a good offense, a set of wide receivers. Did we hear whether Cooks is in today or not?
Yeah, Cooks is playing.
That's James big, man.
James Slater talked about that. I seen somebody in the comments too as well.
That makes it even better for CD, because they'll start looking. They have to start looking left now. You know what I mean? That's different.
Thank you. Exactly. And we'll take a look at this game versus the. Just to give us some snapshot more of Arizona, let's take a look at that game where the Giants actually came back and won. We've seen the Giants get beat on Thursday Night Football, but they were in the game with the Fool's Gold over there. Y'all are going to be hearing me more talk about that Fool's Gold out there in the Bay Area. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that here. But today we got them Cardinals up, but this Giants-Cardinals game was a pretty good thriller as it went 31-28. The Giants initially were down by 20. The offense of the Cardinals, which is predominantly run-based, as we know, Joshua Dobbs is the quarterback over there. He's played for the Browns. He's played for the Titans. I don't think Joshua Dobbs has won an NFL game yet, and I don't see him winning one against the Cowboys, however. But, I mean, the Giants put up 400 total yards on this Cardinals defense. Now, we're talking about Daniel Jones when it comes to passing, this passing game. Look at that, 312 yards passing from Daniel Jones on this Arizona Cardinal, 28th ranked secondary, y'all.
That's pretty crazy. And conventional wisdom will say to you, make you say to yourself, since they beat a team, the team we beat so bad just beat these guys, we're going to go in there and beat them too. We know that's not always the case, but it's definitely leaning towards that today. And they're going to come out and play their best, just like everyone does when they play Dallas. It's their Super Bowl. It's the ratings juggernaut. So don't fool yourself and think these guys are going to come out and not do what they need to do. They're going to play hard, but I just still don't think it's going to stack up to what we've got to offer on offense.
Yeah, no, especially where the Cowboys have been rolling. We cannot overlook. I mean, these are all real teams. I'm still waiting for Mr. Cochran, who's a big Niner fan over here that likes some BG, to let me know where the tab on the NFL.com website is for the fake teams, because that's what's being said, especially after Dak Prescott and this Dallas Cowboys defense outscored the state of New York 70-10 over the last two games. But Facebook user brings up a great point, which was low-hanging fruit coming out of last week's game. TDs in the red zone, Bob.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts about TDs in the red zone? Maybe CD catches a TD.
They're all dangerous, man.
Today?
They're all dangerous. I think historically it's always been money for the Cowboys outside of the Romo era, because really it was just throw it up to Dez. That dude's going to catch it in the corner of the end zone almost every time. I think that red zone is sort of reserved now for our tight ends / running backs or a trick play. It's very, very, very rare do we see just a straight fade out to a wide receiver. It does happen, obviously, because some great catches were made on those plays, but it doesn't happen all the time in the red zone. But again, I don't really know, because I don't have a grasp of McCarthy's offense yet, man. And seeing what I'm seeing, it looks basic, but it's not. And I have to do a little bit more searching into that to kind of do any more assessment of it. But it's got me fooled in a couple different ways. I've said this is going to happen, and it didn't happen. So I don't know, man. We got some good play calling going on, man.
I predict we get some touchdowns in the red zone today. I mean, this 28th ranked Cardinals defense. If the Cowboys can't get it done in the red zone today, and we still get a win, well, that might be because defense maybe scored some points, or special teams scored some points. I don't know. Maybe Higginy, he gets a pick six today or something. I mean, he had the block field goal coming first game on the roster, in the lineup, on special teams, ran the block field goal against the Giants back for a touchdown. So him sliding up over there out of Diggs. I mean, the way this pass rush is set up, like, I don't know if Dobbs is going to have a chance, but getting into our second key of the game, like, O-line has got to hold up, especially with all these changes. That's keys to number one. They've got to allow Dak Prescott to remain upright. We can't see Dak Prescott go down. We're going to get some musical chairs on this offensive line this season. We're already seeing it in week 3. Zach Martin out, Tyler Biotish out, next man up, but keep Dak upright. That's going to be first key to the game, so that way he can get some TDs in that red zone. But that second one is going to be stopping the damn run. And James Conner is a runner. Now, I've drafted James Conner in my league. I know a lot of folks out there have drafted James Conner in their league, quite frankly, because they know James Conner get to rock.
He gets to rock, and he's a bullhead, man. He can be a problem. That's the truth. But I don't see. It seems like, honestly, we're giving up like 60, 50 yards for running backs, and these quarterbacks are running on us because we're doing a decent job containing these running backs. But I mean, you can't lock it down on everything all the time, but we're doing a damn good job of both. And this guy's a tough runner, man.
Yeah, he had 23 carries, 106 yards, 4.6 average, nothing to sneeze at, and a touchdown against the Giants. I mean, another key to the game. Y'all gonna hear me say this all season long. Keep teams under 100 yards rushing on the ground. We stamped the Jets with Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook last week. I told y'all Big Gucci came through the trap. Big Gucci came through the trap and gave y'all the fantasy trap pick of the week. I told y'all fade Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. They got 16 points on the ground combined. I'm telling you today, if you got any offensive players on the Cardinals team today in your fantasy lineups, you need to fade them today. Kind of the way this defense is set up, only allowing teams to average 5 points a game, Bob. But stopping the run is going to have to be key.
stopping the run is going to be key. And again, I was saying earlier how I don't feel like I've heard Mozzie Smith's name too much this year. And again, you don't hear a lot of DT's names, but other names we have heard, man. There's some DTs we've had that they talk. Maybe he's quietly doing his job, but I think today is definitely going to be one of those days where they're going to, I think at first, try their best to give us a very heavy dose of the running game. And aside of that is whoever does take the place of Trayvon Diggs better expect some work today, because you are definitely going to get thrown at more today than anyone has thrown to that side or that position in a very long time. So,
yep. So second key to victory today, like we said, first key to victory is going to be this offensive line with the musical chairs, keeping Dak Prescott upright, not getting any penalties, the holding penalties, the dumb shit that's going to cause the discipline to be removed. The Dallas Cowboys cannot look past this. I expect to see them come out early in this first quarter defensively. Something's going to happen, be popped in the mouth to set the tone, especially with Trayvon Diggs going down. You know these boys are ready to play for Trey today.
Yeah, that's going to be big, man. I feel like we've got one of those teams right now, too, that are playing for each other. And we talk about the people who we've gotten rid of over the last 5 or 6 seasons, like Amari Cooper. Why did we do that? Why did we do that? When you see what has been built here, I think then you can kind of you can be okay with some of the moves that we've made, because they've worked out for us, I think, and not whoever they've gone to or whether they've been cut, whatever the case is. I think our team has been doing a great job of personnel, man, and that's really what it takes. And today it's gonna show, because we got a lot of people out, not as many as the Ravens did, but we got a lot of folks out as a whole, and I think a lot of our young guys are going to step up. And again, I call 41-7, man. I just see offensive terror for the Arizona Cardinals defense today.
Yeah, the over-under, check me out. If you follow me here on BDG, we had our picks go up for this week. I was 12-4 last week. I don't have a feeling I'm going to do that well this week based on what I'm seeing currently. But anyway, the over-under on that Dallas game is 43.5 points. So you're saying you're on the over, Bob? What you said, 41-7?
41-7, yeah.
41-7.
That 7's going to be an accident.
Yeah. I'll do you one better. I'll just say 41-6. I think they get a couple of field goals. I don't think they even get a touchdown today. And somebody else is tapping in here today. I think they said that too as well. Somebody had a comment in here. I think it says no touchdowns today. But anyway, shout out to that user that's tapping in with us today. I don't think they get a touchdown. I think the defense, and he's up today like MOP, baby. And he up. Smack that fool.
Get that fool.
And he up. Yeah, I think the Dallas Cowboys defense got to ante up today at State Farm Stadium. But will Jake from State Farm Ferguson actually catch another touchdown this week at State Farm Stadium? Will the tight ends continue to dominate in the red zone again? You know, big question of the show is, when I throw that back up there, which wide receiver do you think is going to be the first to catch a touchdown pass from Dak Prescott this season? Y'all, it's going on to week 3. Only tight ends have caught for 2 touchdowns. Dak Prescott didn't throw for a touchdown this first game against the Giants. He threw for 2 tight ends against the Jets. Here we are, week 3 in State Farm Stadium. Is Jake from State Farm guaranteed pay dirt today? I need to hear from y'all.
I'm saying if Cooks plays, Cooks is in. I think he gets the first wide receiver touchdown today.
Brandon Cooks?
Yeah.
Oh,
Brandon Cooks. I'm going with Brandon Cooks.
Fantasy lineup. Bob is trying to get you to drink the Kool-Aid. It's a good possibility. I mean, if he's playing, you've got to respect him, which is only going to help Tolbert, Lamb, all these other folks. You know, it's going to be maybe you get a pick or you get a touchdown, not a pick. Let me just take that back on. We just say a little prayer right quick. We're not going to take that out of our language. But Dak throw a TD, you throw a TD, you get a TD, you get a TD. Maybe we see multiple receivers today with touchdowns. I'm saying this 28th ranked secondary. Dak is going to have to do something with that.
Yeah, today's another one of those you got to win. And I don't feel like he's taken his foot off the gas in these teams, the New York teams we beat. And I don't feel like that'll happen today. I think our coordinator, who's Mike McCarthy, I think who's calling the plays, I think he's going to call a great game for us today, and a game that we should win handedly, but more so than anything, an efficient game. I think it'll be another efficient game for Prescott, man. So I don't know. It's hard for me to say we've got any deficiencies, because, like I said, just because people are out, people have been coming in and filling the gaps, man. So
I know one thing's for sure, Bob. If everybody talking about while we're talking about red zone. I'm watching NFL red zone in here too as well, keeping up. I think Madison just got you a touchdown in that Vikings game. But the Dallas Cowboys are going to have to score in the red zone today. I think we don't score in the red zone against this 28th ranked defense, passing defense right here. It's going to be some serious problems, especially with your favorite alphabet networks. I don't know. Did they cancel Bart Scott over there on ESPN for his dumbass remarks on our guy Trayvon Diggs this week? Did you hear about that, Bob?
I did hear about it. I went back and read what exactly had been said, and I remember saying to myself, well, that's not as bad as I was ready to read, because I'm just ready. I just assume people, even on the air, are as silver-tongued as they are about the Cowboys as they are on the comment sections all the time. But it's not like that. He did say something rude and something that you shouldn't say about somebody who just got critically injured for an entire season, and it was just stupid timing. It was not reading a room. It was just him being an idiot. And I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of people like that who they talk that shit about the Cowboys just because it's the Cowboys.
Yeah, man. Shout out to State Farm Insurance. I don't have them, but if you have them, y'all probably know Jake from State Farm. You might have talked to him, but we got our own Jake from State Farm, and that's Jake Ferguson, as you see the tight end here. I know a lot of folks are playing Ferguson this week in their lineups, especially after last week, but you know how McCarthy does. We actually seen Luke Schoolmaker and Peyton Hendershot along with Jake Ferguson last week's game. They love using some tight ends in this offense. Is that going to be Dak Prescott's new safety blanket again? Y'all remember Dak Prescott used to have an old safety blanket in the name of Dalton Schultz, which, by the way, a little brother is trash.
Hey, look, man, we kept two tight ends for like less than half the cost of a Dalton Schultz. That are probably going to be just as efficient, if not more efficient. So again, this front office is ridiculous, man. They made a lot of shaky moves that I think people aren't giving them a lot of credit for. The tight ends being one of those things that, we always seem to love our tight ends. And the fact that we got Lepke back there and kept the fullback on is another thing. We haven't even seen that guy there. There's 2 or 3 plays drawn up for him to come out of the backfield and catch a pass that no one is going to cover him on. So that's what I'm excited. I'm also excited to see what kind of wrinkles for some of the other players, but the tight ends are going to produce, man, because they always have for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, if you know the history in the Dallas Cowboys, and we're going to talk about that right here, not really favored recently when it comes to the Cowboys, but the Cardinals and the Cowboys have played 90 times in the regular season, dating back to 1960 here. The Cowboys led the all-time series 56-33-1 tie. The Cardinals won the only postseason matchup, however, but the Cardinals have won 6 of the last 7 meetings with the Cowboys, and this 25-22 was not last season. That was the year before. This was needed to be updated, so thank you for that user that pointed that out. But there's the history. As you see, Joshua Dobbs is the quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. Will he continue his trend of not getting a win in the NFL? I don't think he's yet to get a win as an NFL quarterback. Remember, he played for the Titans, and I think he also played for the Browns, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, that's tough. That's tough, man.
Is that a tough order today for our guy or their guy, Joshua Dobbs?
Yeah, look, anything, again, it's the NFL, and we don't know what the script is yet, right, BG? We don't know what the script, that hasn't been handed in yet, so I can't call it. I haven't got a copy of it yet. So I don't know what to call about that, man. But I know within the knowledge base I have for the Cowboys is I still feel like everyone is playing on this team with a chip on their shoulder. And we're not walking into a team and saying, all right, let's not smack these guys up too much. Let's save ourselves for New England or something. I see them putting it out there hard. And this quarterback is going to be under duress for a good portion of this game, which, again, if you know about football, you know that when that happens, you really don't have too much to worry about how well your corners are covering. If your quarterback that you're playing against is on his butt every single play or running for his life because Micah Parsons or D-Law is trying to chase him down, that's a real big reason why our cornerbacks are having good success and not having to play too aggressively. So I still think that's going to be a factor today for them. But
they were clocking Micah in last week off the line of scrimmage in the backfield at 2.2 seconds, dog. Which leads us to our third key to victory here today. Y'all, let's recap it real quick. In the trenches. Yeah, that's insanely fast, especially for a Lion, 2.2 seconds. But the first is the O-line protecting Dak Prescott, even with the changes, Zach Martin being out, Tyler Biotis being out today. Can the Dallas Cowboys offensive line protect Dak Prescott, keep him upright today to continue to trend, no sacks no penalties, remain disciplined. Can we get some continuity, even with some personnel changes? Secondly, stopping the damn run, as you see here. Week 2 production here from James Conner was up. This was against the Giants. Week 3 projection, I told you Big Gucci came through the trap house, baby, and told you it's a trap pick of the week. That's all Arizona Cardinal players. But our third key to the game for the Cowboys today is let Tony Pollard eat.
Pollard, man. I want to see a great game from that kid.
Maybe he's in the top 3 in fantasy right now on the run game, and I believe we see a heavy dose of Pollard today, maybe 1, maybe 2. They've got to run the damn ball. Shout out to my guy, West Coast Cowboy. You know, West Coast, he out there, boots on ground today, out there in Arizona. Shout out to One Star, One Family, DJ Kyle. I know they busy out there. They even said Jerry Jones fell through their tailgate out there. But stopping the run, baby, we're going to have to stop the run and get Tony Pollard off. Please, Jesus, baby Jesus, because I got him in my fantasy football league today. Can we see that trend with Tony Pollard to go off on the ground? I don't know. It was pretty balanced, I believe, last week in play calling. I think it was 38-34 or something like that, passing to running. So pretty even play calling by Mike McCarthy. This new play caller for this season looks like he's got Dak under control. 2 games. No picks. I told you that over-under on Dak Prescott from DraftKings was a sucker bet.
We got Bruno De Silva saying Deuce gets a touchdown today. That'd be pretty good to see too, man. I mean, fortunately, what that means is that, especially if he gets measured, if he gets like 15 touches, because that just means we're blowing these guys out so much. They're putting in the young kids to give them some real-time reps, and it would be good to see Deuce get a nice touchdown in there. But again, I still think it's going to be handled very well. I think it'll be tight. I don't think that we're going to make mistakes. It's just not one of those games. I don't feel like the stakes are that high for it. So go in there and kick some ass, do like we're supposed to do, and I think we'll be fine. Tony Pollard, having 175 yards today and 3 touchdowns would be absolutely amazing, like what he did against the Bengals.
Whoa. I don't need that much, man, because I know King Sharon, me and him are head up today in our diversity league, and he got Pollard against me today. I don't know about 3 touchdowns. Maybe we'll keep it at 2 because I got him in one of my other leagues, but not against King Sharon. But I'm with you. I think Tony Pollard may have a day. But also, if the Dallas Cowboys come in and handle business like they need to in this first half, I think we're going to see our old bus driver show up in the second half. You remember that bus driver we had from last year named Cooper Rush?
He driving the bus.
Are we going to see Cooper Rush? Maybe Cooper Rush comes in and throws for a touchdown to a wide receiver today before Dak Prescott does. Wouldn't that be something to talk about this week?
So Dak Prescott, like 17 for 18, 1 touchdown, and we still won 41-7 or something like that. That would be an amazing tale because that's exactly what would have to happen.
Yep. I told you, I think you said 41-6. Or 41-7. I got 41-6. You gave him a touchdown. I didn't. 2 touchdowns. As we get ready to round up here on the pregame In the Trenches show with Bob and I, do me a favor, throw a comment up there. Throw your score predictions. The over/under on the Cowboy game, like I said, is 43.5. So if you're on the over, you need at least 44 points in your score. I got 41-6. Bob got 41-7. Throw your projections up there, especially if you played BG's Pick'ems this week, because I'm picking them boys.
Yeah.
What up, Sam? We see you, baby. The admins tapping in. Shout out to all the OAT admins tapping in here today. So, 3 tutties for Pollard today. I need Dak. I'm with you, baby. He got it 42-3. He got it 40. He gave him 1 field goal, Bob. Oh, it's a bunch of disrespect going on the Cardinals today. I don't know. It might be a little weird. Can the Cowboys come out, not overlook this team, especially after these 2 big wins? A lot of folks say big wins. Yeah, I mean, we outscored the state of New York 70-10. I don't want to hear anything about, it's a fake team. I'm still waiting on that tab for that link in my comments on where the fake teams are on NFL.com. So don't be coming with that bullshit. We handle the Cardinals again today. That's how they're going to move the goalposts. Y'all just played a junior college in Arizona.
You're supposed to beat them. They're supposed, because that's all I hear. And it's funny, man. I have to tune them out. It used to be my jam. I'd listen to GMFB. I heard GMFB, and I don't want to get off topic, but this is on topic. GMFB, at the end of talking about Cowboys, I heard Kyle Brandt say, and that ends our federally mandated talking about the Dallas Cowboys. It's almost like that particular show hates talking about Dallas, so I just want them to have to.
They do. They do, because I blasted him. I can't remember his name on there, but he had the Jets cap on and he had the paper up and he was like, go in and maybe upset the Cowboys. Like, you know, they got to put on up there. And, yeah, they're going to catch some flack because, you know, they with the shits, kind of like what everybody was saying about Deion Sanders and some college football. Boy, I tell you, they said they're for winning. What did he say? What was that phrase he said? They're in it for the clicks. We're in it for the wins.
Yeah, we play. They're playing for clicks, and we're playing for
there
a
we
win.
go.
That's a big deal, man.
Yep. What up, Denton, Texas? We see you. Appreciate you tapping in. Facebook user, make sure you're registered with StreamYard. We like to put a name with a face. Shout out to everybody on YouTube rolling with us today. But just to recap before we get out of here, 3 keys to victory. Your guys in the trenches last week, 3-0 on the keys to victory. First one is offensive line in the trenches. I mean, that's the our show after all. So we're going to keep it in the trenches. This offensive line with these changes here today are going to have to keep Dak Prescott upright. Secondly, stopping the damn run. James Conner is this Arizona Cardinals offense, essentially. I don't see Dobbs having time to pass the ball. With that being said, like Micah Parsons said, we're going to force you to run the ball, and then we're going to come get them sacks. And then the third and final key to victory today is getting Tony Pollard and his run game going in this Texas Coast offense in the State Farm Stadium out there in Arizona. And that's your keys to victory today. Bob, how you feeling, baby?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm certainly not nervous, man. I mean, I've got a level of nervousness that I have that I've always had watching a Cowboys game, but today's not so much. Next week, it's going to start ramping as the weeks start coming up.
Especially with the Patriots and the Jets today. That's a pretty uneven game over there. And then, we got the Pant Stadium up after that. So definitely we got to have a good showing today because we know them haters are going to move the goalposts on us. Y'all make sure to turn on your notifications. Thank you if you tapped in here today. Thank you if you raised the bar. Make sure if you watch this after the fact, use hashtag replay. But, I'll be live at halftime with the halftime tap in. Bob and I will be back live here for the post game in the Trenches show. We're going to revisit our keys to victory. We're going to take a look at the stats from the game, and we're going to tap in and see how these boys are looking after week 3, baby. I'm BG. He's Bob. We're going to be back and see y'all after this post-game show, baby. How about them Cowboys? 41-6. Bob got a 41-7. We'll see y'all on the post-game show.